honor to welcome to the program the winner of the 2017 pitch competition, Lord Anthony Basim. You're very welcome to Africa's Future Leaders.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I want to just congratulate you on really a terrific achievement. But let's talk about your innovation, how you came up with the innovation.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I grew up with 3 sisters, and growing up with my sisters and having their friends come over, I got to learn a lot of things about women and their needs. And I got to realize that, yes, women have a lot of problems, but one of the major problems is vaginal discharge. Most women do not know what to do with it. Whether it is normal, whether there's an infection, they do not know about that. One time in my practice, I saw a woman actually break down simply because she was asked by a doctor to do a vaginal discharge, to take a swab for vaginal discharge. And she just could not bring herself to get naked in front of the man who was going to take the sample. So she started crying. And it was heart-wrenching, and it tore at me. And so I decided that I was going to start to think about putting together a kit that women could use at home that would make it easier for them to take samples. So that is how the idea came about. I have a background in medical laboratory science. So in diagnostics, basically diagnosing diseases and all that. And I have over 7 years experience working with women and diagnosing diseases, these two. And I have realized that most of the time, when it comes to diagnostics, women are the most disadvantaged. And so that is one of the reasons why I decided to bring together this product that can help women at home.
I believe that one of the things that struck not just the judges, but also the group of young African leaders watching the competition was not just kind of the moral intention behind it, but also the science. Can you talk a little bit about how you came up with, a scientific method that would enable you to back up that noble moral intention you have?
Thank you very much. That's a very interesting question, and it's a very necessary one. Lateral flow technology has been in existence for a long time. Unfortunately, in Africa, we've not been using it. All our test kits, our diagnostic rapid test kits, are imported, except South Africa, of course. South Africa produces its own test kits, and it supplies its own market. The rest of us in Africa, we import from Europe, from the Americas, and even from China. Learning the technology is not difficult. In fact, there are classes that are held in the US that are for 3 days just to learn the technology to be able to produce. Of course, learning the technology does not mean that you come out with an innovative idea. You have to have the science background. You also have to have the passion to be able to think up of an idea to help people. I invested in myself. I paid monies to go and study and learn how to do all those test kits and all that. In fact, there's a lateral flow course which is held by DCN in the US in San Diego every year. I paid $1,500 from my own money just to go and learn about the technology.
When we talk about the Young African Leaders Initiative, you have young people from so many different sectors. Of course, you being in the biomedical field. Can you talk a little bit about how the YALI program has added value to your pursuit and your achievement of what ultimately you've now been able to accomplish?
The fellowship it has been able to teach me that, yes, in terms of research, I could do research, research and development, come out with my product, and the entrepreneurship side will take care of the business, the marketing and all that. And that has taught me a lot of things. Apart from that, I had very good mentors. I met a very wonderful lady, Dr. Jacqueline. She's a biomedical engineer, professor of biomedical engineering at Purdue University. She actually helped me bring this product out. She gave me all the technical advice, what to do. Oh, it's too big, it's too cumbersome. Why don't you reduce the size? Why don't you do this way? How do, and for me to be able to come out with a product.
One of the very intriguing components of your presentation and your product is the fact that it's manufactured in Ghana. Can you talk a little bit about how that reality is going to touch the lives of other Ghanaians, not just within your country, but also within your region, and why that's important to you?
When I piloted the idea, actually I had suggestions that, oh, why don't you let a Chinese company produce it for you? It will be cheaper, you will not pay that much taxes, and you would be able to sell it. And I thought about it and I said, no. It is important that I go through the struggle and produce it here in Ghana. First of all, because it can be done. As I earlier indicated, we import everything. We import all our diagnostics across the region. Okay, only South Africa produces its own test kits. Now, there are a lot of students who do biomedical engineering, who do medical laboratory science, who do biological science or any of those sciences, who are taught in theory how to do these things, but they've never done them practically because there's no equipment to be able to do that. And so that was also one of my motivation for putting it together, where students can come, do attachments, be able to learn the skill. And when you have a candle and you are the only one that is holding the candle and the room is dark, you cannot see far. But then if you have a candle and you light somebody else's candle, that person also lights another person's candle, the whole room becomes bright. And everybody who is walking in or walking out is able to see the light. So that is my philosophy in life. And so one of the reasons why I set it up in Ghana is so that I could also teach other people the technology. And in teaching other people the technology, we can have a lot more companies putting up, coming up, springing up, doing different things.
Let's move forward a few years and assume what many people now believe, which is that your innovation is going to be a tremendous commercial success, given its groundbreaking nature. You move 20 years, 30 years down the road, and your innovation becomes a worldwide success. And now the focus is no longer on the innovation, but now on the man behind it. What do you want people to say about you as a person and your legacy when all is said and done?
I want people to think about me as the person who not only produced an innovation, but shared it with the world. Shared it with the world in the sense that I want every country in Africa to be able to produce the same thing I am producing right now. I want the young people. I am a youth advocate because I believe in the power of young people. I believe that as young people, we have tremendous potential. I want to be remembered as somebody who touched the lives of young people. And because of that, I have started a business mentorship program. One person who is also a scientist, but is not even thinking about science, is thinking about theater, how to combine, how to use theater to sell the message about corruption and everything. You should see him. He produces wonderful plays and people throng to listen to him. He's one of the mentees I'm taking through the business mentorship program. If my business succeeds, another business succeeds, another business succeeds, the narrative of Africa is going to change drastically, because then it is not going to be a leadership problem that is always talked about in Africa. We're going to have a lot of business people who are ethical and who are changing the narrative in Africa. So that will be my legacy in 20 years, that is if I'm alive.
You will be alive. And Mr. Basing, I want to thank you for coming onto the program. It's been a privilege.